Go live, go live.
We are live.
Oh my goodness.
Go live.
Oh, doggy.
Okay, everybody. Looks like we have
Tracy's going live right now.
I'm always live.
Looks like we have James Ryan, Cynthia, Candy Mom 15. Welcome in, guys. Patriotism USA. Hello. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
I matched the shoes after all. It is hit or miss.
What?
I don't even know what that means.
Who are you reading?
James Ryan. Doing some Disney
Oh,
prepping.
they're talking about
matching
Disney
up shirts
prepping.
to shorts. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Garrett, Monarch Moments is here. And MVP, Majestic Videography and Photography. Welcome in, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Wow, what a crazy morning it's been.
Yeah.
Crazy morning.
Yes.
How crazy was it?
We went to Tampa yesterday. We stayed overnight. Then we drove back this morning. Then I tried to watch 6 Wandavision episodes. And I'm like trying to forward through it, picking up and then we also watched the making of Wandavision.
Oh, so did I.
Did you guys watch it?
Yes.
I did.
Yes. Okay. I watched that yesterday.
We'll talk about it. It's good.
Ooh, so.
All right. Well, I have a plan for this episode. So
Jeff
it's going to be a Q&A so everybody gets
Gets
to talk and everybody gets to
Listen.
So.
You're in charge of the stream, Jeff Mato.
Jeff Mato.
We're all I have a lot of questions here. And I want to get a lot of input, and I want the chat to participate as well because I want to hear your input. So we want to include everybody.
Oh, geez.
So Evan, welcome in.
Oh, Evan.
Daniel, Disinfinity.
Evan, did you catch up? Yeah.
I thought Evan watched the last
Did
episode.
he watch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Candy Tink 94, welcome in. So welcome in. So we're going to recap the Wandavision series. All 9 episodes. So
but we're not going to talk about
we're not going to talk about each episode. I have questions for the panel here. So we'll go around the panel here. We'll start with Russ. So I want to know, what is your favorite episode of the 9 and why?
Oh, geez. Do you need time to think about it?
I can go over the episodes real quick.
Well, I have them here. I mean, the first episode, the first and second episodes go together for me.
Okay.
But I think I'm probably gonna say either. Man, this is hard.
Yeah. Well, while you think about
the
it,
Halloween
the chat can
episode.
think about
The
it too.
Halloween episode is probably the best one for me.
You think?
The best one?
I
Why
think
is
so.
that?
We have. That's where we have kind of things are unraveling a little bit. We have the costumes. We have Pietro. We have just I don't know, just the way that it worked all together. It was just a good episode. I really, really enjoyed that one. So
Welcome in, Anne. Sorry, I missed you. I won't do it again.
that's the one that I have the most notes of in my notebook.
Oh, it's notes about. Okay.
For episode 6.
Episode
6. Okay. So that was called All New Halloween Spooktacular. That episode. Okay, MVP, you go rest. Get better.
Well, it looks like Garrett watched an extra episode.
Yeah,
I loved episode 10. Oh, Garrett. Is that the one with the octopus in it? All right, Tracy.
No, that's the one with the squid in it.
Squid.
That was just like in, or no, it wasn't an octopus. Just like in Goonies when they cut out the octopus or the squid scene.
The Goonies.
No.
No Goonies.
I remember the pirate ship.
Well, there was actually a scene before they got onto the pirate ship where they were attacked by a giant octopus or a giant squid, one of the two. And you only know that because when they're interviewing the what's the kid with all the inventions name from the Goonies? That kid, he was like, "Oh, and there was an octopus or something." He said something. So there's all right. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
Before you go, Tracy, Pam said her favorite was, I like the Halloween one too, because my birthday is on Halloween.
Yes, and James Ryan liked the finale.
Ryan liked the finale one the best. But why, guys? I got to know why. Okay.
I'm gonna have
Katrina. Welcome in, Katrina. Sorry.
And
Go ahead,
Daniel,
Tracy.
did you say hi to Daniel?
I said hi to Daniel.
Go ahead, Tracy.
I'm gonna say the same episode as Russ because we get a huge mixture of both. Both sides. You get the WandaVision and one. It's it's based on the aughts 90s. It's got that opening. Like when we watched I watched the behind the scenes and the making of it, and you had like they gave you the punk rock opening.
The Malcolm in the middle. Malcolm in
the middle, the punkish opening. You got Petro being a troublemaker. You got all the kids, the costumes, and you got to know that the farther you get away from Wanda, you could see how that affects that. You see much more of what you've seen around Wanda. So you have what's going on the edges. This is the first time that you see Vision pulling away from Wanda. This is me because he's doing something on his own, not with Wanda. And come to know what we found out is that Vision is just a manifestation of the Mind Stone in her as Vision, and he was a free spirit inside this episode. This is also the episode where Vision comes out of the hex, and we can see it's being, the Vision can't exist outside the hex. We got this. We have the Haywood issue going on. All of this, it's made, and then Wanda expanding the hex and turning the camp into the circus. So a lot of this episode gave you information on both sides of this version of what's going on.
Okay.
Yes.
That was very. Daniel says, I can't think of which one was my favorite. There were so many. You got to choose one, Daniel. I'm not going to accept that as an answer. And I'm just going to speak for Candy Mom Cynthia. I know Raya and the Last Dragon was her favorite episode.
Oh,
so
geez.
I'm just speaking for Cynthia. Katrina says, I've watched all the episodes, but had to Google so much different because I'm not a big Marvel fan, so I didn't know who anybody was. Yeah, that could be confusing, Katrina.
So my friends here forced me to watch all the Marvel stuff, and I'm glad they did.
So what's yours?
So now you're just as hooked. So.
I am. So I feel like this is terrible, but I picked the same episode you guys do, but for different reasons. I feel like it kind of pulled everything together. There was some fun to it. And it was before it started to get really sad. Like the episode after this one is it started to get so sad. And it was just, plus I have my Funko Pops for the Halloween episode.
Yep.
I mean,
you're going to present me. Yeah.
I mean, what's nice is we also got this classic, and I guess we can just reference the stuff that's, when we seen the behind the scenes, when you're looking at those interviews, you have Olsen saying back when she got this part, she did not want to wear the leotard. She did not want to wear the outfit. And then when she did put this outfit on for this episode, she loved it. She was really into it. She was happy that she got to wear that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome in, Amy, AJC Magic TV.
Amy doesn't like any of them. That was my Amy explanation point. She said she didn't like any of them.
And welcome in, Mike Cabral from Canada. And I'm going to answer
Amy
MVP's
didn't like
question.
any of them. What did MVP?
Amy said she liked the Halloween episode. MVP said, so Wanda is married to herself.
Technically, yes.
Oh, wow.
She marries herself because Vision is a manifestation of
her Mind Stone. Yeah, of the Mind Stone. So kind of, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, Vision, I did like the one episode too, where I think it was right after this, where Agnes kind of took her back through all of her history.
I think that was episode 7.
Was it episode 7? Yeah. This was episode 5 or 6?
6.
Halloween was 6. Yeah, so episode 7.
Episode 8 is where
the witches and stuff.
Where they go back and
okay. So there was a lot more to their relationship, that I hadn't seen even in the movie, because that one scene with the two of them kind of watching, and he says that famous, well, I don't know if it's famous now, but the line where he says, what is love, but what is whatever. So I saw more to their relationship there. So
let's see, what is grief if not love persevering?
Yeah, that. Thank you, Russ. So.
All right. Well, my favorite episode was episode 5 on a very special episode because that episode was like, you get done watching it and you're just like, WTH. Because
hey, Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. You see Pietro come in at the end. You see the dead dog. The boys are, they're aging themselves. You're wondering what's going on there. They're allowed to.
Yeah.
They're growing faster than you normally should be able to.
Hey, Suzanne.
So welcome in, Suzanne. Vision confronts Wanda at the end of that. They start rolling the credits, and then Vision's like, okay, Wanda, you got to explain to me what's going on here. There's people in pain. He unfreed Norm. One of the guys is Fred. One of the guys from his office, and he's obviously in pain. He has family. So Vision's thinking this is not right what Wanda's doing here. So Vision confronts her.
Yeah.
And then you have Pietro at the end, and you're wondering if Wanda didn't send Pietro in. That's not even the right. So Pietro with the wrong face.
Yeah, because she said when the doorbell rang, she said,
I
didn't do that. And Vision's looking at her like, really?
So I liked how they kept the suspense of it all. And then the next episode was kind of like explained most of it. So it started explaining it in the episodes following that, but that's why I like that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the 80s, so that it just kind of brought you back to those 80s shows you grew up on, huh?
Right. And
Family Ties.
Family Ties, yeah.
Yeah.
Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Okay.
Well, next question. Who was your favorite character in the whole series and why? We'll start with Tracy, and we'll start going that way. Favorite character, 1. Can't pick 2, just 1.
I would have to say Jimmy Woo.
Okay.
Jimmy Woo. Nice pick.
Because he's the comic. He's funny. He was, and you had the magic of a good, even though we don't see the progression of his from Ant-Man and the Wasp to WandaVision, but I like the fact that they brought somebody from Ant-Man and the Wasp and brought him into WandaVision. Granted, we didn't get closure on who the person he was actually supposed to be going to Westview, who was supposed to be, he was supposed to go, retrieve. But I think awesome way he played that character.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a main character, he was my favorite side character, so I'm going to make him my favorite character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this still work when I do this? I have to show this. Let me see if this still works. We haven't done this in years.
Of course it's going to work.
Look at that. You grew up on, I was in the Dick Van Dyke era.
I grew up on Gilligan's Island and Brady
okay.
Bunch.
I had to do that.
Blue Nose.
I haven't done that in forever.
Welcome in,
It
Chris.
felt kind of good.
Mike Wheeler, welcome in. So Suzanne's favorite character was Darcy, who also
a great character.
Great comic relief there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Ant-Man showed Jimmy Woo as kind of a bumbling character.
No. Actually, when you were watching the behind the scenes, Jimmy Woo was just he's an FBI agent who wants to be friendly.
Yeah.
Right.
But he wasn't bumbling. I mean,
he's a great agent.
Right. He's a good agent. I just think that, he got the raw end of the deal on Ant-Man because
he just has his quirks.
Yeah.
But I think this shows him more in his true potential.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I still think he's going to become the kind of the new Coulson. I think he'll be the new tie together, character.
Yeah.
So I hope so.
Did you say hi to Chris?
I did. I said hi to Chris. Are
Sorry.
you listening to anything I say?
I am, but I'm also multitasking. I'm reading. I'm listening to these guys.
Yes, I said hi to.
She's still excited about presenting the the comment.
Yeah, I haven't done that in forever. It's been over a year.
I love the name, man. So you really want to? So do you really want to have dinner? Right? Really want to have dinner? Yeah. that was funny, Garrett. Okay, Russ.
Well, I love how they bring all the magic things because he's he started that in Ant-Man, and then they brought it into here because it just adds to his character. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the character. I hope they continue to use him through the MCU.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Russ. Favorite character and why?
Character and why?
Vision's always been my favorite. I was very upset. And I mean, I knew it was coming because I knew the comics, but I was very upset when Vision died in Infinity War, and was very excited when they said they were going to do this because Vision's always been one of my favorite characters in the comics. He's a very complex character. He's very interesting, and I was excited to see what they were going to do with him. How because I was like, okay, I mean that's what got me really invested in the show was to figure out what was going to happen with Vision. And who he really was, what was going on, the whole story. I mean, that's to me the whole point of WandaVision to me. And much more so, or much less about Scarlet Witch, which it really is. It's it's the origin story for Scarlet Witch. But
yeah,
I think the relationship between her and Vision is what creates Scarlet Witch. And that's way it all starts. So I'm excited to see what happens in the future with White Vision, with
I have a feeling that if you look at it, White Vision would be the real Vision in the future.
He is.
So
he's the body of Vision,
right? And
the memories, right?
And the memories, because his memories was unlocked. The only thing he wouldn't have is the stuff from WandaVision, as far as the connection that they have inside. So. I'm thinking that White Vision could be the new Vision, just without the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
So MVP says, and I thought I was a comic nerd.
Oh yes, MVP.
MVP.
Russ is a comic nerd.
My brother, my brother has a room in his house dedicated. It has all the comics from when we were growing up, and it's full from ground to ceiling, displays on the wall. We just had all kind of comic book subscriptions. That's what we did. We got our allowance. We bought comic books, Hulk, Spider-Man, all of them.
That's funny. So me.
You're
right.
up.
I'm gonna say Wanda.
That's a lame. That's lame.
I know it's lame.
That's a cop out.
It's not a cop out.
Yeah, it is.
I like her.
Say what you really want to say.
Who would you think I would say?
I don't know.
Wanda.
Oh.
I like Wanda.
That's a cop out.
No, there's so much more to her than, we got to see earlier on.
Are you going to cry?
No.
Okay.
I do like the story behind her and everything. And, I hope she doesn't turn. Thank you, Garrett. Yeah. I hope she doesn't turn bad, but we'll see. I mean, she does what she has to do. So
I think she's not going to turn bad. She's just going to do things that come across bad.
Right. She may not make the best decisions. Yeah. Yeah.
So Jeff, who's your favorite character?
I was going to say Jimmy Woo too.
Oh,
yes.
That's a cop out.
No, it's not a cop out.
It's not
Jimmy
a cop out.
Woo. That the person that portrays Jimmy Woo has made me laugh in everything that I've ever watched him do. I think he's just a brilliant actor. I think he brings a lot to the MCU. Rhoda Meredith, welcome in the Philly crew. I just think he's a great actor. I don't know. He fit in. Him and Darcy, the banter between them, is priceless. I mean, it's like Abbott and Costello.
And I like Monica Rambeau too. I like the actress that played her when we watched the behind the scenes, how she was saying how she got the part, and she was kind of like, what do I have to do? Yeah.
You didn't really know what she was auditioning for.
Yeah.
She was just auditioning for a part in the Marvels cinematic universe. So
yeah, she knew she had to overact, and I like how she said, about the ice tray or whatever. She said, "Ooh, you're fancy." I've been saying that a lot lately. Oh, that's fancy.
I know.
What else have you been saying?
And when I say that, that's the Monica Rambeau. Oh, that's fancy.
Okie dokie, okie chicky.
Yeah, okie dokie artichoke. Now that gets on his nerves. That's the Agatha.
Why did you say that yesterday?
I don't know, but we were doing something. I'm like, okie dokie artichoke.
I know. I heard it on your stream a couple times.
But he doesn't mind it when I say, "Oh, that's fancy."
Candy Tink 94 agrees with you.
That's
Monica
because
is
he's
awesome.
That's because he thinks that you're saying that about him.
Okie dokie artichoke, or ooh, that's fancy.
Oh, that's fancy.
Ooh, that's fancy.
So I just got a message from Kenzie. Her favorite character is Hayward.
Hayward.
Hayward. Yeah, right.
I see that. I totally see that. Thanks for. I'll make a note of that, Russ.
Garrett wants me to say it more. Look, he loves to agitate.
What?
Garrett, he likes to poke the bear.
Oh,
he wants me to keep saying it to get on your nerves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next question.
Next question. I'm getting echo.
I'm getting echo. Do you guys get echo?
Only when you guys talk loud.
Okay. How about if I talk like
So Cynthia needs a show with Thor.
I think she's going to get that.
Yeah. Love and Thunder, right? Love and
Well,
Thunder.
it'll be a movie, but yes.
Yeah.
What's that?
Thor will also be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Thank God. I love that Guardians.
You love Thor? Oh, okay.
No, I do.
I heard there's going to be a female Thor with what's her face?
Yep.
With the girl from Star Wars.
Padme is
going to star in a new Thor movie.
I can't even stand you anymore. I did it. So MVP needs a Captain America show.
Padme.
There's going to be one. We'll talk about that.
Get it coming up next.
We'll talk about that MVP.
MVP.
We'll let Russ talk about that at the end.
What's that?
The new
Captain
Winter
America.
Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter
Falcon
Soldier.
and Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle the first episode if Kenzie's true. Kenzie told me it's true. So the first episode's going to be heartbreaking.
Thor is yummy.
So Garrett.
Cynthia says Thor is yummy.
So does Garrett. Garrett thinks.
Oh, Garrett
yummy
thinks
too.
I think Garrett's thinking that Thor from Endgame is more yummy than Thor from Infinity War.
Okay. Next question, and we'll start with Russ this time. So, after watching the series 1 through 9, where do you think? What do you think's coming next for this storyline? Like, where would you like to see things go?
For Wanda?
Yes.
For everything. White Vision,
everything.
Jimmy Woo, Darcy, Wanda.
How much time we got?
Round the clock. Welcome in, Will.
Oh, geez.
I really
get a snack while he's in the car.
Tracy's gonna get a snack.
With Wanda now having the Darkhold and learning her true powers, I do feel like she's going to become not necessarily the big bad guy, but I think she will become the driving force for all the things coming up with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Myers and the Mouse.
I think that it's going to expand from here. We will get some new characters, possibly from the Darkhold. So some darker characters, possibly. I feel like, then I think Doctor Strange will have to come and set it right, or attempt to set it right. I do feel like we will have Wanda versus Doctor Strange at some point.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where I think for Wanda, for Vision, he will show up again eventually later. I do feel like he will have his memories restored. He will have his true self restored at some point. Mm-hmm. May or may not be the same that we know him as, which also might be another driving force for Wanda. Mm-hmm. I think the kids will show back up. And again, if we go through the storyline from the comics, that also involves a darker character. But yeah, it just depends on where they decide to go with it, So I'm not the one writing it. I'm just the one that read the comics. So
yes.
Yeah. Well, this is where you
Yes.
think it's going next. And
Oh, it
welcome
is.
in, Ivone.
It
Myers
is
and the
Mama Mouse.
Mama Mouse.
Mwah, mwah.
Well, do you think Kelly would say that Thor's yummy?
No, I
All right.
hope not, but you never know.
And I'm not sure if you heard me, Will, but welcome in, Will. And somebody said, James Ryan. Yes, a separate film about Wanda learning of her powers, culminating with the return to the Avengers.
I don't know that there'll be a separate film, but I think that she will be involved. Similarly to the way Thanos was. You know, he's been a piece at the end of each movie. And so we might get some little pieces here and there, like the end credit scenes will make it flow. And little mentions here and there, especially when we see Jimmy or Darcy again. That'll come back out again. So
wait,
Sorry.
I thought I was yummy.
Okay.
And Candy Tink wanted to know
Sorry, I wanted
if
to
you
take
thought.
that off. Oh, I losing control.
What are you
And
doing?
this is why you don't highlight.
Don't touch anything. So Candy Tink 94 wanted to know if you thought that in Guardians of the Galaxy it was going to be Fat Thor, or we're going to get the old Thor back.
We're
What do
gonna
you
get
guys
old
think?
Thor back. He's gonna get better, right?
Are we gonna get like pear-shaped or?
There is
Thor?
no way that Chris Hemsworth's going to put himself through all that rigorous routine just to show up on screen as Fat Thor again.
I
I
don't know.
agree.
Maybe he'll be like.
He doesn't have to work out as hard as he used to because of it. So.
Maybe we'll just get Slim Fast.
So
Thor.
did Chris ask about Doctor Strange in 2022? I saw.
Chris?
Is that right? Blue Nose said Doctor
yes.
Strange is coming out in 2022. Is that
Yes,
right?
Could you confirm
supposed to,
that?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think James Ryan, he put it back there. We kind of missed it when he said his favorite character, and I can't remember who he said.
Oh, did he?
it was.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed that. James Ryan.
That was a while back.
It was. I think he said
Was it Jeff? Did he say Jeff?
Jeff is his favorite character.
No.
I forget which one he said. He'll probably
Ron Duffley.
Is his favorite character.
Can White Vision become the Vision with an insertion of the stone from the Scarlet Witch?
That's a good.
Oh,
Yeah.
James Ryan said Agnes was his favorite character.
Well, Agnes.
Agnes?
That's right.
Well, I don't even see
Agnes
that.
/ Agatha, because she went from nosy neighbor to like super
Right.
witch.
Did you see that?
I remember it.
Oh.
I looked at it.
Well,
yeah.
he just put it back in the chat. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The progression
Agnes.
progression of Agnes, where everybody, if you've watched any of I even think Russ had said it could be Agatha Harkness. He said that from our first episode. He said it from our first episode, and we were all kind of like, all right, it might possibly be, but we're not 100% sure. But it was Agatha Harkness. It wasn't.
Agatha all along.
See, you know what? You know how I knew that it was? Because Russ pointed out that her little
brooch.
brooch that she was wearing all the time. I'm like, yeah, that has to be her. If that's what she wore in the comics, and they're making sure that as a character she's wearing it every time, yeah.
All right, so here's my question. When we go back to the Halloween episode, we have Agatha on the edge of town in her car. Do you think she was faking being under the spell? I personally I thought she was faking when we were doing our recap of that. And I know there was discussion of whether or not she was or wasn't. I think she was 100% faking.
Yeah.
Being inside that thing when Vision freed her mind.
I think she was out there for Vision in order to get him to continue to test the waters. I think she was trying to get him to, figure this out for her.
Yes.
But Vision went into her mind, though.
Yes.
Oh, and you know what else I noticed? When I rewatched some of the episodes, fake Pietro, said to Wanda, "So how did you do this?" And that's when she said, "I don't remember." It's almost like Agnes.
Yeah,
Agnes
was controlling him.
Putting him up to that to
Well,
ask
he
to find
was.
out. Yeah,
She
I didn't
was.
realize that till later though. I forgot that part happened too, where he asked
Right.
her, "How did
She
you do
wants-
this?"
she wants to know how she did it, so she can probably get that
Right.
information.
Yeah,
That's
she put
ours.
him up to that. Yeah, I had forgotten that part.
So Anne thinks she was absolutely faking. But
So
then,
does James.
so what happened when Vision did the thing to her
But
head?
he still did that. It doesn't mean he entrapped her mind. He just freed. He thinks he's freeing her mind. We got that whole special vision, but she technically was never under the Wanda spell.
Yeah, I think
Now,
he
I
was
don't-
acting all the time.
But
And the rest
my
was
question comes down to this: is all right.
Mhm.
Agnes comes in, right? If we're going by the explanation at the end of the series, where Agnes felt this powerful spell being cast, and she came into the hex,
Mhm.
what protected her mind from being suppressed? Because Monica Rambeau also walked in through the hex the first time, and mind was suppressed and under Wanda's control.
But not the second time.
But not the second time, because she's already been altered. Do you think it was the magic in Agatha that she had to protect herself to keep her?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Welcome in, Nick.
Yeah, I think
Thanks
she
for
was
being
able
here.
to do to whatever, she could counterspell herself or something to where she could be there. So
Yeah.
Annie thinks she's faking it. She's so powerful. I guess we'll never know.
We may find out. You
So-
never know.
Yeah,
She
Tracy.
did
what-
escape. Well, I mean, she didn't escape, but how do you know that she won't be freed by somebody else in
Yes.
the future?
Yeah.
So where would you like to see this go, or where do you think this is going to end up?
Well,
Where
I
do you think's
know.
coming?
I know we have Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe coming out, which is awesome for the fact that they're taking these series, and you've got WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I think there's one other series that's supposed to tie in, or maybe not. I'm not sure, but that moves back into the cinematic universe. I'd like to see. I would hope. What I would love to see come out is some of these side characters: Jimmy Woo, Darcy, Sharon Carter.
Mhm.
Build a show around those three characters. Maybe it's one show, because technically they're all in the same universe. You have the CIA, you have SWORD, and you have SHIELD. You can have, or the FBI, SWORD, SHIELD, SWORD. You could roll all of those guys and give us something that's meaningful in Disney Plus for the cinematic universe.
I think we're going to get it, Tracy.
I hope so. I really do.
I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Hello, Francisco.
Welcome in, Francisco.
Hey, Francisco.
Because it's the shoot.
What, the Armor Wars or something like that?
No, it's where is it? I have it in here somewhere.
MVP. This was the last. This was a 1-season deal for this. So
And I
there's
think
not going to be
that-
another.
And
there's
that's the same thing. We have WandaVision's a limited series.
Yeah.
A Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, is a limited series. Obi-Wan, when we finally get the Obi-Wan for the Star Wars, that's going to be a limited series. Limited series means a one-off series done and over, and they're moving on to something else. So I'm really hoping for us in the Disney and the Marvel loving universe, we could tie something into the Disney Plus for us to continue on.
Yeah.
And it gives these actors, who knows, maybe Monica Rambeau might have that series. Maybe they'll get a series based around Monica Rambeau with Jimmy Woo and Darcy.
Well, she's powerful now, Monica Rambeau.
She is. But does she make that leap to the cinematic universe? Do they only keep her for the cinematic universe, or do they want to keep her in for the series and give us something to come back for every year?
Well, they're sending her out to space, right?
Yeah, I think the next time we'll see her will be for Captain Marvel 2.
Right.
Okay.
Possibly. Or we'll set it up. Now, the Secret Invasion is the show that I'm thinking of that's coming, which is all about Nick Fury and the Skrulls. And so you'll have that interagency thing happening there. I'm sure that they'll make those characters will make an appearance. I don't know that we'll have an actual show though with all of them.
Right. I mean, it might be a limited series. When you're talking Nick Fury, you're talking Samuel L. Jackson. You know, Sam Jackson's not a young man. Sam Jackson's in his 80s,
but
mid 70s.
I think he could come back as Mace Windu.
All right. It all comes back to Star Wars with you.
No, it doesn't.
Candy Team 94 was actually saying that they were waiting for Nick Fury to come out. That would have been cool if Nick Fury would have made a.
I still think Samuel. I still think he could pull it off.
Garrett,
Nick Fury and Mace Windu.
Garrett would like us to talk about the Jeff Goldblum show on Disney Plus. It's not a bad show. I don't think it would attract many viewers though.
I don't care for that show. But.
Is it a show called about Jeff Goldblum?
No, he. You have to watch it.
Okay.
He goes around to different places and
Yes.
Now, Chris Bluenose brings up a very good thing, and I'm thinking that the Loki series might be a yearly series and not.
It already has. They've already ordered a second season.
Right.
Of what? Loki?
Loki.
Really?
Yes.
Because you got to remember, Loki's not the Loki character that we're going to see on the cinematic in Disney Plus. Technically, doesn't come from our main MCU timeline.
Yes.
They talk about what happens between the two timelines, I think, but technically, Loki in a current cinematic universe, which the Disney Plus series are connected to, Loki's dead.
Yes.
Loki is dead. He was killed by Thanos on that ship. There's no coming back in that current timeline. What we're going to see in this this series that we're going to have on Disney Plus is, I think they take Loki out of the timelines altogether, almost like a time cop, so he can be. Have you ever watched what's it? Legends of Tomorrow? DC Legends of Tomorrow was a series that was on WB. They had one character who was taken out of time, and he never aged, and he just moved along. So I think your Loki is in this, or even say into if you've watched what's the Umbrella Academy, we have the same kind of organization there. I think it's an organization outside of time that corrects time problems, and I think that's where Loki's series is going to be based out of, and it could continuously grow.
Yeah, Mama Mouse, I'm sure her ears are burning right now.
Kenzie's on a mission.
Russ,
she's doing
can
something.
you answer MVP's question real quick? Why does Universal have Marvel and Disney?
We don't understand. I don't understand it either.
Are
Why are they
planning to merge?
split like that?
Well, they had to sell them off when they were going bankrupt. The characters.
Yeah, so Universal has the rights for the characters within the theme parks, but only on the East Coast.
Not on the West.
Not on the West Coast. The Mississippi River is
the
dividing line.
Really?
And so the whole thing with character rights is a whole other show.
Wow.
because there's rights for the characters in comic books. There's rights for the characters within the films. There's rights for characters for the theme parks. There's rights for characters for merchandise. I mean, all over the place. Then you also have each individual characters or group of characters have their own copyright rights, depending on whoever wrote them or created them, and it's a mess. So
interesting.
When you look at it, Marvel was going through a tough time. In order to stay afloat, they sold Superman's rights to Sony. That helped them get through a certain point. Spider-Man was their biggest seller. Now, they were also selling character rights to use in Universal, but when and the same thing with the X-Men series. X-Men and Spider-Man, big sellers, they can get money from other studios. Once they decided to start their own studio, and they started off with Iron Man, Thor, some of these lower tiered characters in their comic books, they just created a very good cinematic universe. So when they were swallowed up by Disney, Disney still owns the characters. When they bought them, having the Hulk license in Universal and some of the other stuff, that was kind of agreed to that they can carry it on. Now, that's to say, as soon as Universal decides to call the Hulk coaster something else, I think that rights and the naming rights go back to Disney, so they can in other words, Universal can't just make another roller coaster and call it the Hulk. It's for what's currently there.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but I think that's how it's going to go down.
Yeah.
Welcome in, William. Thank you for being here. Brian's West Coast Adventures. Hello. Am I alone in believing that WandaVision is leading up to the House of M?
I don't know what that is.
I don't think so, Brian. There were lots of little Easter eggs for the House of M within WandaVision. The House of M is actually a comic book story line. It goes along with the X-Men and things like that. There were some Easter eggs for it, but I don't think that it's going to lead into the House of M.
And Superman was DC, I think.
Yes.
Tracy said Superman by mistake.
What did I say? Spider-Man or Superman?
Superman.
Hey, William. Hi, I'm William.
Okay.
England, Portugal. I think that might have been a mistake. Don't take that personal.
Oh yeah.
I think somebody must have pocket deleted some stuff.
What happened?
I've done it in the past.
What happened?
It looks like he was timed out accidentally.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
He'll be back.
Who was timed out?
William.
William, England, Portugal.
Who did that? Garrett by accident.
No, it was somebody else, but I'm just going to let you know it was an accident. Don't worry about it. You didn't do anything that was inappropriate.
All right, let's get back on track.
Other than saying hello to Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, I would have timed you out for saying hello to Garrett, but I kind of let it slide every week.
Yeah.
All right. So Tracy, where were you thinking this was going to go?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
What's your predictions?
What do you think this is headed?
So again, I'm hoping that they bring Wanda. I guess what everybody's saying is probably in with Doctor Strange. So, but I hope that she ends up happily ever after. Now, I know that may not happen, but I think hopefully she finds her kids at some point, figures out kind of where they are, and I hope she doesn't have to hurt a lot of people while doing so. But we'll see. But I'd like to see them expand on all the other characters too, because I am getting to know, I'm much more familiar with these characters now than I was before. So I feel like these little Disney Plus series actually help to do that. So yeah, that's me. How about you?
Well, I think this was a good way for them to Pestle Repair. Welcome in. Good to see you, Mike and Val. I think this was a good way for them to bring the Vision back into the MCU, to bring him back from the dead after Thanos ripped him apart. And so I think this is sort of their introduction. How do we get Vision back into the Avengers? Okay, we'll have this WandaVision. We'll show how Wanda's grieving, how she's dealing with it, and it'll all come full circle. And I think we'll see the Avengers again at some point all together. It'll be a
wait till we start talking about the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think there might be a major character that's not allowed to be coming back soon.
Oh, really?
Wait, what? Like Iron Man?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who?
Iron Man. He's not going to come back.
Who?
Iron Man.
Tony Stark is dead.
Right.
That happens in happens in Endgame. And if I'm not mistaken, and spoiler, this is something I heard, one major character funeral happens at the first episode of
Winter Soldier?
Falcon and Winter Soldier. There is a major character it starts at the funeral of one of these characters. Yes. One of our main characters from the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lisa. Lisa's pushing the raspberry daiquiris. I had 3 raspberry daiquiris.
I had 3 raspberry daiquiris last night. I could not walk back to my room. I was stumbling all over the place.
He was a little tipsy.
Thank
goodness we didn't have to drive.
Did you film it, Ange?
No, I should have though.
Why did you not film that?
I walked into their room, and I felt like I was walking like this the whole night, like I was slanted to the left. And I couldn't even stand up in the elevator.
They, meaning Lisa.
I think somebody put
put
something in my drink or something. Yeah. I don't drink. I don't drink often, but it tasted like I let Abby and Zach taste it.
No, you didn't.
I did. It tasted like fruit punch. It tasted like Hawaiian punch.
Oh my goodness.
Mike or Brawl, that is correct. Yes, that's who I heard is the funeral for.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's not start spoiling things though.
All right. So we have 15 minutes
William.
left. So why don't you each take like a minute or two, go around the horn and tell them what you thought about the whole series as a whole. Go ahead, Russ.
I loved it. I mean, again, it's bringing Marvel back. It's I love the fact, and even even they say in the making of, the fact that a lot of the things that they chose to do with story and the little cliffhangers and things were to make everybody like overthink it all.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
which made it more exciting. It also made it a little frustrating, but it was fun. It was just all of the theories, all of the different things that were coming about. It was nuts. And I don't think we're going to get that as much with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it's going to be a little bit more straightforward. But it opens it up completely now, this whole series, for a lot of cool things that could happen within the MCU, and I'm very excited about that. So I loved it. Yes.
Did you say hi to Keith? Joey's best bud.
Oh,
hi Keith.
hey Keith.
Keith's the one that did it to me, actually.
So Brian, West Coast,
He's an instigator.
Brian from West Coast Visit, with Wanda being as powerful as Franklin Richards, she could bring Tony Stark back. No, unfortunately, I think the problem comes down to is the actors who unless they are like severely hard times and have wasted all of the money that they have made portraying these characters,
they don't want to come back.
You won't see Tony Stark, Chris Evans come back and play them on screen face-wise.
So I think that we will have some cameos. I think that we might have some clips that, or some flashbacks of the older characters.
Okay.
But I really feel like this is going to set it up for the next group of Avengers.
Correct. Right. I could see the kids coming out of WandaVision. They're technically part of the new Avengers. The next step, you're going to see Cassie Lang might be part of the new Avengers. The new Hawkeye part of the new Avengers. They're going to have to set up something, and what they should be doing is what they're doing now. WandaVision, starting it out small. Falcon and Winter Soldier, starting it out small. They got to go. They built all the way up to Endgame. You don't want to. You can't just continue. They have to go back to their Iron Man, Thor. Slowly build up to that next big. They want to take. They
introduce the new characters.
They took 10 years to get to Endgame. It's probably going to take another 10 years, but they got to do it small. They can't just expect every movie to come out to be as good as the last movie or better. They have to start small. They have to start building it slowly and come up. If they try to cram another big, huge Endgame in within 3 or 4 years or maybe 5 years, they're going to do what DC did and just going to fall flat on their face.
Well, they did the phase 1, was, I can't remember which movie it was, but it culminates within, a certain amount of time, and you have the big bad guy, but then you realize that that's not really the big bad guy. Then that was just somebody that leading on down the road until we finally get to Thanos. And so we're going to have phase 4 is all about the multiverse and all about Doctor Strange and this magic stuff. And they're introducing all this. Well, then we'll get into phase 5 possibly, and it'll be something different. But then it'll continue to make that story. I think that's the plan, is that they have this phase plan that they'll continue to introduce characters, and we'll learn to like them or hate them, and then
So am I going to be an elderly senior citizen and watching this?
You already are. Welcome in, Dave Steenward. Wow. How are you?
When you think about it, like, am I going to be in a nursing home, like watching Marvel?
So yes, by the time we're done watching this, we all will be using our AARP cards to get a discount for the movie theater.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to have to go that long over the next 20 years.
We'll all be sitting around in the retirement home having nerd talk. So.
Yeah.
Yes, right? I mean,
you're going to have to take your dentures out.
I feel like it took me so long to get into all this. You know what I mean? Like, and now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like the kids are going to be like, and did you see the episode where?
But you got to think of it like this. It's like the Harry Potter series. When the books started coming out, those kids were the young kids. By the time they got to the last movie, it had been years, and they grew up with it.
Yeah.
Same thing here. We're growing up with it. Some of these kids are growing up with it. So when they start talking about Iron Man, I mean, Iron Man was 10 years ago. Kenzie was 9.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And
or
yes,
she was
thanks,
8 or
Mike.
9. She wasn't ready for Iron Man, but by the time we got into the nerd talk and going back through,
Yeah.
you know, she was a little bit older and can understand it. I enjoyed it as much as I did. Same thing with Star Wars. You know, she wasn't, I mean, 77. I was 3, so Kenzie was nowhere near being around, but she can enjoy it now and bringing her through it. So I think that's what we have to look forward to. If they play their cards right and they give us another 10 years worth of great content, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I mean, they've got new characters too that, you know, that are still being written in the comics that are now being introduced, you know, and so they're even brand new characters to us,
Right.
you know, and so that's cool too. You know, we've got Miss Marvel, we've got, you know, the new Falcon, or I mean, the new Hawkeye, you know, and these newer characters that are brand new to the comics, you know, and so they can basically write them however they want for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But then they continue that on within the comics, so it's cool how it's all working together. So
yeah,
and Brian keeps bringing up Riri Williams, which is the new Iron Man in the comics. It's a girl, and that's also a possibility with the Armor Wars series or Ironheart series that could be coming in the next years or so, which is the new Iron Man, and the rumor is that Robert Downey Jr. has already signed on to play Tony to do voice work. So
correct.
Oh, that's cool.
But I mean, so what was the original question that we totally got off on?
Where do we want to see this go?
I was asking recap. Like, take a minute to recap what you thought of
WandaVision.
What you thought of the series?
Yes, I loved it, and
I loved it because it gave us something different. Now, was I 100% behind the first 3 episodes? It wasn't until that 4th episode, and that's what I've told a lot of people who start watching it, or was, you know, in the beginning, or they've waited till all of the series to come out so they could binge watch it. I'm like, listen, you got to get to the 4th episode. Once you get to the 4th episode, episodes 1, 2, and 3 make a lot more sense, and it clarifies. And that's the problem I think they had with this is it was brilliant on their part. They said, we're going to start off with 1, 2, 3. We're not going to give you any explanation on what's going on here. And it kind of led you into, but what I'm happy is they didn't string us along like Lost. It didn't take seasons to clarify what's going on. They didn't ask more questions or didn't answer any of the questions before they asked more questions. So I think they tidied this up. They knew it was going to be a limited series, and this is, I think, I love the way that they slowly built the character. I think now Agnes is a great villain character that they could use in the cinematic universe, and they slowly built her up in this series. Yeah. Which Agnes may be leading us to another big baddie in the future, or they might just take us to another big baddie in the future. So who knows? I mean, I love the way.
Or Wanda could be the big baddie.
Or Wanda could be the big baddie. I think I love how they're basically building us up here on Disney Plus. Granted, Disney's not stupid. It's moneymaker. You build it up in Disney Plus, you're going to get people to buy Disney Plus and subscribe to understand what's going on in the cinematic universe. It's great business sense for Disney. In fact, I love it.
So Mama thought the first 3 episodes were a bit corny. So glad they continued to watch each week.
Yeah, I think everybody, not everybody.
Well, I think everybody was a little
people,
confused.
They were confused, and I think it's a good thing that if you stuck with it, hopefully you were happy with it.
Chris says Hemsworth probably has another 10 years. Renner another 5. Olsen another 10. Ruffalo maybe 5. And I was Chris Evans stunt double. So I got a good 20 years. I got a good 20 years left in me.
Oh, geez.
Listen, could Robert Downey Jr. continue playing Iron Man for the next 10 years? Absolutely, he could have.
Sure.
He wasn't aging that old. It's just he thought the time and the arc of the character was done. And the same thing with Chris Evans. They thought that their time playing that character was over. Now the question is, where do they go from here? You know, if Chris Evans decides to go the indie route and kind of make his name in the indie movies before he takes another big blockbuster to kind of shed that Captain America persona, that's what he's got to do. It's the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. Robert
Mhm.
Downey Jr. is jumping right into other projects.
Yeah, Dr.
Some of them-
Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle tanked. I think he's also talking about doing another Sherlock Holmes with Guy Ritchie. That depends on how that goes. Who knows? Go ahead, Russ. I'm sorry.
I bet Chris Evans comes back as the Human Torch.
For those of you who don't,
That went right
know,
over her head.
the Fantastic Four, the first Fantastic Four, Chris Evans did play the Human Torch in Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four 2.
Oh, really?
Not
That's
the recent Fantastic Four version, but and believe it or not, the guy who played Killmonger was actually played the Human Torch in the most recent Fantastic Four movie. So yes. Which he's got a series coming out too. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be on the guy who played Killmonger. He's going to play.
That's Michael Jackson. No, Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B.
Jordan is going to be playing a.
Michael Jackson.
He's going to be on Amazon Prime, just like we have James Ryan with John Krasinski playing James Ryan. Out of that
James Ryan.
Yes, isn't it right? James Ryan, the
James
book.
Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. I'm sorry.
Oh,
James Ryan has his own movie.
James Ryan. He deserves his own movie. He's old.
He does.
Superstar.
Welcome in, Stuntman 2311.
But
Superstar.
that guy's. But he's getting his own series on Disney on Amazon Prime to go along with the Jack Ryan series.
Yeah.
So these people are out there making money, making good shows, and believe it or not, it's on the streaming services that they're working.
Yeah.
So Stuntman thinks Wanda will be the villain until she gets her kids back, and that will introduce a real big bad, whoever that is. Galactus? Are we going to see Galactus? You think?
Ooh,
I want to see Galactus.
See, but the problem with Galactus, it's too big of a mean villain. I mean, he eats planets.
I know.
It's tough. It's
then
tough
you can bring the Silver Surfer in.
Yeah, the Silver Surfer would be cool.
I would love to see the Silver Surfer. No,
I mean, we've also got we've got other characters.
We're all over the place.
James, I got you, buddy. If you we'll start working on a series just for James Ryan.
Yes,
James
he's
Ryan,
going to have
the Disney spy.
John Krasinski will be playing him.
John Krasinski plays James Ryan, the Disney spy. I'm down with it.
The Disney lawyer.
Why is this line so long at Big Thunder Mountain? Pull out his gun.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
He's going to help me build my Italian.
We're so off the rails right now.
I know.
He's going to help me build my Italian Matterhorn.
Who is Jack Ryan anyway?
Mount Vesuvius. We're going to have Mount
James
Vesuvius in
Clancy.
Italy.
In the books.
We'll explain James Ryan. We'll get Jack Ryan. We'll get off. So.
Okay. All right. All right. So it's time. We should start wrapping it up.
Did we? We didn't even get through half the questions I had.
But you know what? It was fun.
It was though.
Were there any really important questions that we missed?
No.
Go ahead. I don't think anybody's streaming at 4:00 today, right? I don't think Donna's on. So if we run over, I don't think it's a big deal, right?
Well,
yeah. Is there anything that was exciting that you had on there?
No.
Okay.
Nothing too exciting.
Ann says hour 2.
Hour 2.
So let's go around the. What do you guys have coming up?
So I kind of was thinking, well, Tuesday we got book club on Tina's channel with Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then I was kind of thinking possibly Wednesday trying to go over to Disney Springs and do some St. Patrick's Day stuff, but I'm kind of leaning towards not now just because it's so crazy busy.
Okay.
Around. So I may or may not do that. If I do, it'll be a pop-up kind of thing, and sometime earlier in the day. But other than that, Saturday, come to my channel at 3:00. We'll be doing another cricket tutorial. We're going to learn how to make T-shirts using vinyl from on the cricket. I'm going to kind of show you step by step exactly how to do all of that. Got several more guests coming this time. It'll be a lot of fun. And then we had talked about just before, and I guess we'll go ahead and make it official next Sunday. I'll be hosting instead of Tracy
Mhm.
for the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So,
Ooh,
That's exciting.
exciting.
So Nerd Talk next Sunday.
On
Hopefully
Russ's
I can make
channel.
it. Depends on my training schedule. I have annual fire training, so
yeah.
Put
hopefully
water
I
on
can-
it.
yeah.
Just put water on it. Go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, so Monday I will mention Kenzie's 4:30 stream for her since she's on a secret mission. I guess she was trying to find Wanda cosplay outfits. I don't know. I'm joking, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great reason why she's not here, right?
Yes.
4:30, Kenzie streams, so check her out, Kenzie at Kenzie Days. And on Tuesday, book club with Russ and Tina on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Thursday, Not Wasting Time is on my channel, Tracy Glenn. I don't know exactly what we're going to do, but if you haven't catched last week's episode, please, I came up with some good doozies. And next week we're doing Nerd Talk, and hopefully I can make it.
I did also forget that Chris Dad Builds is also live right now.
Yes, he is
for
live.
his
I'm
NASCAR
sorry.
for the NASCAR stream.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll be joining him here shortly as well. We're just hanging out watching the race. So.
How long is that going to go? Do you know?
Until the race is over.
I don't know how long races
So
are. An hour,
usually
2
that's
hours,
maybe
3 hours?
maybe till like 7 p.m. something like
Ooh.
that.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It just depends on the race.
Yeah. Okay. So our plan is, so we are going to
We're heading over to Epcot.
to Epcot, but we probably won't stream there until later. We'll probably go to maybe Hollywood Studios and stream from there a little
Well, we
bit.
have to go to Epcot before we go to Hollywood Studios.
But we won't stream from Epcot right away. We're gonna do some videos there, and then we're 6 hours. Oh, geez. And then we're gonna go to Hollywood Studios because they're open till 8 o'clock tonight. They're open a little bit later, so we'll stream from there probably maybe around 6 Eastern, right? Maybe 7.
Depends on what time we get to
And then
Epcot.
we're gonna go from Hollywood Studios over to Epcot because they're open till 11. So
Oh, geez, really?
yeah.
And everybody, tomorrow is
Jeff-
Lisa's birthday.
Jeff needs more daiquiris.
She's 25 years
Yeah,
old.
Jeff.
I need more batteries.
No,
Daiquiris.
daiquiris.
Batteries? Oh,
He needs batteries.
I could use some batteries or daiquiris, whatever you want to put in me.
Yeah,
Epcot's
Epcot's
open
open
till
till
11 tonight?
11. Yes, it is.
Ah, for Pete's sake.
Yes, we're going to stream. Yes, thank you, Candy Mom. Make sure you are subscribed if
Have
you are
your-
not already. And
Speaking of Pete's sake, isn't tonight Pete's thing?
it is?
Is
With
he
Steve?
going live with anybody?
Oh,
yes, he's going. It's his face off with Steve.
It's the hot seat with Pete.
Okay.
Right.
All
Hot
right.
seat
Well,
with Pete. Steve's going to hot seat Pete.
okay. So everybody can bop all around.
Buff all around.
You have all kind of options.
Chisel
It's
up.
like CBS, NBC, ABC. You could switch back.
We're
Hey,
like,
you know-
we're like PBS, so.
No.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, we are.
we're like this. We're like the WB of the whole thing, you know, or the
Annie.
Paramount. You
Yeah,
know,
so we
Yeah,
have.
we used
Yes.
to be Spike TV.
And we're going Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Epcot.
But we won't stream the first
It'll
Epcot.
be a lot of Skyliner.
Yes, we'll ride the Skyliner and all the fun stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Just for something for us to do, because all next week we are not going to any park because there are no park reservations available because
What are you
it's
guys gonna do?
right. And we're gonna.
We don't have a single
We're gonna
reservation.
look at each other, and you're gonna go.
Oh no, we have reservations next weekend. We have Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
We just don't have.
During the week, we don't have anything.
No, we were not able to get one reservation.
You
So,
might actually have to get work done at the house.
yes.
I don't want to do that.
You should have just went back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we might go to Disney Springs one night just because I do need to return that purse. You remember that purse I
You're
bought?
not returning.
Yes, I am. I'm
Are
going to
you?
return it. I really didn't need it. So,
So you're returning that one because you bought 2 new ones? Is that why?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. So
Makes
we have to start clearing things out if we're gonna, head back to Pittsburgh the week after. But yeah, next weekend we are at next weekend we have one night at the boardwalk we have to use before my points expire. Our points expire. So anyway, yeah. But that's it. That's it for us. So everybody head over to see Chris, right?
And
Chris, that builds.
if you want to find a good family-friendly stream, go to theliveplace.com. thank you, Dean, for hosting our nerd talk on every
Yes.
week.
Thank you, Dean.
Yes. And happy birthday, Lisa.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. Happy birthday, Lisa.
Tomorrow's her official birthday.
Yes.
You can wish her happy birthday early today, but tomorrow's her official birthday.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Oh boy.
Kenzie's not here to smack him.
Yes. But I can do this. No, I don't do that.
Oh, Keith's making the daiquiris.
Keith's making them lovely. So, well, thanks everyone for hanging with us this
Yes.
afternoon,
Thank
talking
you all.
about WandaVision. It's sad to see it go, just like I was sad to say goodbye to The Mandalorian, but there will be new things coming up, like Falcon and Winter Soldier. That'll be on Russ's channel next week.
Sunday.
Next Sunday. Make sure you're subscribed to all of our friends in Nerd Talk, including Kenzie Days, so you are notified when we go live and talk about all of our nerdy stuff. So, yeah. So thanks again for being here, and we will see everyone soon.
Bye. I gotta shut it off, right? I gotta shut it off.
You gotta shut it off.
Okay.
You gotta, and Tracy's gonna dance it out.
We're not going live. We're going not live. Not live. Come on. We were supposed to end. We're not going live.
I'm just seeing how long he can keep it up. Stop.
I can go all night.
Okay.
I can do this all
I
day.
can do this all day.
Prove it. Do it. Prove it.
He can do this
Come on,
all
tough
day.
guy. Come on, tough guy. We'll see when you run out of energy. Come on.
Done.
All right. He's done.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.